welcome to another episode of Gadgets and Gizmos. My name is Gaurav, and remember, size doesn't matter because a small mosquito can cause that deadly dengue. Show no mercy and destroy. You know, Sahil always reviews these smartphones sitting in an air-conditioned room and chilling and doing things. So this time we gave him a fitness tracker and we called up his driver.
अरे यादव भैया, हाँ, what is Bones doing?
फोन पे बतिया रहा है.
अच्छा 50 रुपए दूंगा, गाड़ी चला लो. क्या?
प्रॉब्लम नहीं है फोन में. हाँ, अरे यादव जी. I hate to work out, but my colleagues Rohit and Gaurav have ensured that my driver has gone away, and it turns out my wallet is in the car and I need to reach home. So I've been walking nomadically towards home, and as you can see right now I am utterly exhausted. Ironically, this has turned into an ideal test for the Jawbone Up3, which I've been wearing for the last few days. The problem is that the Jawbone is telling me that I walked a lot, my heart rate is erratic, and I should drink water, which I'm not able to get because I don't have any money. And I feel it's quite accurate. Let's see what happens to me and how accurate the Jawbone is, because I'm going to take some time before I reach home. So now I am feeling a little better after the swing. I am regained a bit of stamina, and the Jawbone tells me it's kind of challenging me, or perhaps it's mocking me, that your friend has done much better than you. So now I'm going to, because now I am doing this, so I'm going to do it the right way. I'm kind of pumped up, so I'm going to climb this. While I climb this, let me tell you, this is actually quite a attractive fitness band. It has no LED screen, it has got a bunch of buttons and it vibrates, and it's actually quite attractive. The majority of my attire is blue, so I chose the blue one, and it looks really nice. It's built out of aluminium, so it's really swanky, and it's also water resistant, so I can shower with it, which is very important. I enjoy that. And as you can see, mission accomplished. Unfortunately, I am 57 kilos and my target is to reach 65 kilos in a month or 2 months or maybe a year. So, as you can see, I'm pretty light and I'm being kind of tossed around. But at least accurately, the Jawbone is telling me what I need to eat. So that's why I ended up having a Wimpy burger right now, which was admittedly very delicious. And it kind of has helped me because someone paid for me because I did not have my wallet again. Out. Okay, this is hurting me now. This is hurting me. Please, someone save me. I want to go away. Save me, Mummy. अरे यादव जी कहाँ थे? अरे कहाँ थे? पानी पिलाओ मेरे को. AC on करो. Please, please. So as you can see, I finally found my car. So the good news out here is this is more accurate than the Fitbit. I've used the Fitbit for some time and it does a lot of interesting things out here. Firstly, it tracks your sleep in a very interesting way. It's got something called the REM cycle, It'll tell you if you are in deep sleep or you're awake. It'll also recommend you at what time you should sleep. If you miss it, it'll automatically learn your habits and it'll tell you when you should sleep. It'll also tell you if it'll gauge your heart rate passively, and maybe you probably had a rough night. It would recommend you that you should have more water, because of your heart rate it would be able to detect if you were dehydrated or not. If the heart rate is higher, then you're probably dehydrated. If it's lower, then you are probably in a healthier situation. It'll also recommend you what you should eat or not. It can also detect the type of food you're eating. For instance, I had a mixed spicy burger from McDonald's the other day, and I just needed to add it, and it had the calorie counter in place because it knew the amount of calories of mixed spicy. So it is actually a very handy tool, and it has really helped me gauge the entire activity of the entire day, which has been really, really stressful for me.
That was fun, huh? Making Mr. Bones run. Okay, so Motorola has launched a new smartphone. It's called the Moto X Play. It looks good and it has decent specs, but let's find out how does it actually perform. So back to Mr. Sahil Stellon, who is back to his old familiar air-conditioned environment.
Gaurav, you know na, you're not supposed to make me run. I hate that. See what you have done. This milkshake, by the way, is quite delicious. And now I'm in a playful mood. So here I have Motorola's hot new device, and it's called the Moto X Play. It's quite an interesting phone. Let's play with it now. So here we have the new Moto X Play, and it will remind you a lot of the Moto G. That's got the same design element out here. It's subtly curved on the back, which is nice because it fits in your palm really nicely, and it has got this patterned back which you can remove and you can get it in different colors, though you can't access the battery. It's quite a large phone. It's got a 5.5-inch screen which is as big as the OnePlus One, but it's thicker than the OnePlus One, which is not too bad because it fits nicely in your hands. Overall, I like the design of the phone, but some people would say that because of the plastic finish, it's not that premium. But then again, for Motorola, this is the cheap version of the Moto X. The nicest thing about the new Moto X Play is its display. This 5.5-inch screen has a full HD resolution, which means it's really sharp. It's got great viewing angles, it's super bright, and it's got really vibrant but true to life colors, which is really important. It's got an LCD screen, which is a change for the Moto X because they used to have AMOLED panels, which really helped with the active display feature. So now it doesn't really save a lot of power, but that gets compensated with the massive battery on this phone. And it's very important to note that this phone has got Corning's Gorilla Glass 3. So if you drop the phone a lot, then this is going to be a pretty sturdy screen. Also, it's a better display than the OnePlus One if you were considering that phone. You're spending 20,000 bucks and you're probably looking for a wicked fast phone. These days, you get really fast smartphones for that much of money. And the Moto X Play is a pretty fast phone. But that's not the real story out here, because this phone packs rather modest specs. By that I mean a rather mid-range octa-core processor, only 2 GB of RAM, and 16 GB and 32 GB memory options. But still, because it's running stock Android, it just flies. You can have around 15-20 apps open simultaneously. You can play games like Asphalt 8 and the phone doesn't get warm, and you get good graphics also. If you had to compare to phones, say a OnePlus One, so I would say that the performance is right on par and it's better than the Xiaomi Mi 4. And remember, the OnePlus One has a faster processor and it has more RAM. And still this manages to do the job. You know, Motorola is a fantastic smartphone company. You may not know, but Motorola kind of invented the mobile phone. Yet people kind of avoid their smartphones because their cameras are supposedly bad. Wait, let me first take a selfie. And as you can see out here, I'm looking weird as usual, but it's pretty decent. So this front-facing 5 megapixel selfie camera takes really good photos, low light, normal light, whatnot. And it's also very good for Skype calls and also Google Hangouts. But wait, things get better out here. On the back, you get this superb 21 megapixel camera. In fact, this is the only phone under rupees 20,000 which has a 21 megapixel camera on the back. And unlike old Motorola phones, this camera is really good. Takes crisp photos with good white balance, and there's lots of detail. If you want to crop photos, then this is going to be really good. Also, this is a dual SIM smartphone with 4G connectivity on both the SIMs. You can also expand the memory using the micro SD card slot. And this has this really nice water repellent coating out here, which will come in handy while you use the phone when it rains. And that's the story of this phone. It's a really simple phone which does a lot of things really well. And if you're like a resident gentle giant Rohit Bhaskar and you want to play, then the Moto X Play is really meant for you.
Now, portable Bluetooth speakers are becoming really popular these days. In fact, I've seen people carrying them around in music concerts. Yes, I have. This week, we have a portable Bluetooth speaker from Bang & Olufsen. They're called Buplay A2, and they're pretty awesome. Take a look. Well, you must have seen those old uncles carrying a transistor in their hand, pointing towards our young people like us. Ye aajkal ki generation though. Well, don't worry, I'm still sane, but these speakers are quite insane. They're called Buplay A2, and they're from this Danish company called Bang & Olufsen. They make those high-end speakers, and we usually see them in those high-end cars. I drive a CNG-fitted Alto, and I listen to music via my phone because I got no money. No battery also. So we got a black color unit here. Besides this, you also get two more color options to choose from. Talking about the design, well, it's interesting if not unique. The speaker has a slim rectangular design. It's a solid aluminum frame with plastic grills on either side. The extruding aluminum provides protection to the buttons and ports. I like simple design, and that is why I like these speakers. Well, the cool thing about these speakers is that you can place them anywhere in your room and they will not look odd. Somehow they just gel well. Look at this. We're on a pavement and they look good. It looks as if I own them. Another cool thing with these speakers is that you can place them in vertical position, you can place them in horizontal position, and you won't notice much of a difference in the audio quality. Also, you have these straps, so you can get a big strap, small strap, and just take them where you want to. I won't hang them because for the money they cost. I can eat for like 2 months with that money. Bang & Olufsen claims a battery life of 24 hours on single charge, which is good because it lasted us for good 2 days. To connect your device, long press the power button and you will see a white light. When you long press the Bluetooth button, a blue light will appear. And now you can connect your smartphone and play your songs. The speakers can remember up to 8 devices, and if you have 2 of these, you can pair them wirelessly and get that surround sound feel. The USB port that you get here can also be used to charge your smartphone. That's neat. Now, beneath the speaker grill sits 2 sets of 3x4-inch tweeters, 2-inch drivers, and 2 3-inch passive bass radiators. The result is full and rich bass, impressive for a unit of this size and shape, combined with great mid-range and high-end clarity. So we played all kind of music on these speakers and we were left quite impressed. In fact, we went a step further
and we listened to some music from this film called MSG Messenger 2, and we were left speechless.
MSG, the messenger, messenger. MSG, the messenger, messenger. Country ke liye, society ke liye, kar do change jo ho danger.
So in short, these are very good Bluetooth speakers. They are one of the best in their segment, and you will buy them for their design, the audio quality, and of course the great battery life. Definitely a value for money device, except the money is very high. It's 23,000 rupees, and this is the money that for which I can dance in weddings non-stop for 4 days without asking for food. Just give me the money, man. If you were in China, you could actually get an iPhone 6s for free. You just had to donate your sperms, that's it. And I just wonder if the same scheme was happening here. I could actually own 365 iPhones, man, or 364 because 1 day of rest is required. It's time for our game review.
13 days from now, everything in this world will come to an end. If you want to continue your worthless lives, try and stop me. Try and kill me. I'll be waiting.
So, there's a global threat and it's up to you and your team to get the work done.
Let's go.
Now, we've heard that before, right? So the twist is, there's a traitor amidst the team and you have to get rid of it too before you finish your ultimate mission. Yay, that sounds fun.
Let's go.
Lost Dimension is a 2014 video game developed by Lancars for the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita. It's a tactical role-playing video game with visual novel-like elements where the choices of the players determine the fate of the game's story, as well as its characters.
Well then.
Here I go.
The game's protagonist is 18-year-old Sho Kasugai,
Move up.
a member of SEALD, an organization tasked with stopping the mysterious man named The End, who wants to destroy the world.
My name is The End.
The world now faces total destruction.
The plot looks simple, but it's not. There's a deeper plot that reveals itself only when you play through the game multiple times. The team is locked in a room where they learn there's a traitor in their midst who they will need to raise before moving on to the next level. The task falls on central protagonist Sho Kasugai to use his visions and deductive skills to root out the traitor.
I'll turn you to ash.
When they're not pointing fingers at one another, the squad of psychics will need to work together to defeat an army of enigmatic robots that stand between them and their main objective. All of the characters have unique psychic abilities ranging from offensive powers like telekinesis and pyrokinesis to defensive powers like healing and buffs.
Welcome to the Pillar.
Using these abilities is tied to a pair of gauges, one of which is a sanity meter.
So you're The End.
In addition to managing what is essentially a mana bar, players will need to be mindful of the sanity meter, as depleting it can turn the tide of battle.
You will have to sacrifice one of your own.
The combat variation that comes with having 11 stylistically distinctive party members is both vast and delightful, even as your numbers dwindle over time. Any 6 member can be taken into a mission and move within the restricted circle to perform group attacks, flank enemies, pick up items, and hit switches to open gates. You can both move and attack in a given turn, and because you're often outnumbered, it's critical to partner up with members of your team with whom you've become friendly to coordinate assisted assaults. Guns, blades, and magical gifts can all be used to clean out a given location, but even highly leveled and well-equipped SEAL members can be easily dropped when isolated.
Here we go.
Lost Dimension does have its faults though. You'll go quite tiresome of the enemy cannon fodder thrown your way across each mission.
The dead is nothing more than a
The design leaves a lot to be desired when compared to your team and the main antagonist. However, you may face new enemy types as you proceed, but you'll quickly recognize them as new cyborgs with simple color changes. While the part you roll with looks great, their attacks and special abilities don't. There's nothing flashy coming from you or your enemies when it's time to dish out some big damage. Cooler looking attacks animation would be welcome here, but they're sadly not a factor. But yes, these minor annoyances shouldn't deter you from delving into the fresh take on the strategy RPG's visual novels.
Time to see what's making news in the world of technology. It's time for Tech News.
Now, Facebook may soon add a dislike button to its website because not all images on Facebook are worth liking and not all the status updates are agreeable. Currently, we've just been ignoring them, but Facebook may add a dislike button on its website soon, giving people a way to express themselves when they don't like something, and people are happy. iOS 9 adoption rate gets off to a slower start. The adoption of Apple's new iOS 9 was slightly ahead of the pace of last year's iOS 8 as the upgrade neared 48 mark, but like its immediate predecessor, was far behind. Also, Apple's servers have been facing issues with large number of users trying to update to iOS 9. Amazon has launched a 7-inch Fire tablet for just $50, which would mean around 3,300 rupees. The new tablet is packed with twice the processing power of Samsung's Galaxy Tab 3 Lite with its quad-core 1.3 GHz processor, and it's twice as durable as the latest generation of the iPad Air at an affordable price. The tablet also supports 126 GB of storage. Now, where did our Akash tablet go? And last but not the least, Concorde may fly again by end of the decade. Concorde, one of the only two commercial supersonic jets ever created, may take to the skies again if an ambitious and dedicated crew of enthusiasts is successful in bringing it back from the dead.
Alright, with that it's a wrap. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next week.